and happiness.
Profile of our chairman and consultant. Argon has over 25 years of successful professional business experience across a number of industries and is a proven trainer, having been a resource person in a number of institutions, including the executive MBA program at GIMPA. He is an astute marketing practitioner, accredited with both local and international awards. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Marketing, UK, and was awarded International Board Chairman recognition in 2005. Adam is a certified international retail banker and a fellow of International Academy of Retail Banking, UK. He is also a fellow of the CIMG Ghana and was awarded Marketing Practitioner of the Year 2010. He is the immediate past board chairman of the Rejuvenated Savannah Accelerated Development Authority, SADA, now Northern Development Authority, NDA. Adam is a former non-executive director of Fidelity Bank and also a former president and chairman of the Governing Council of Institute of Loan and Risk Management, Ghana. He occupied a number of senior management positions at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB, including Executive Head of Retail Banking, before joining the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, for the second time as the Deputy Director General, Operations and Benefits in July 2016. He is currently the Chairman of Fagro, a panel member of the National Accreditation Board, NAP, and an adjunct lecturer. Adam has an MSc International Business from the South Bank University, London, a postgraduate diploma in marketing from the Chartered Institute of Marketing, UK, and an BSc Industrial Management from the University of Petroleum and Minerals, Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, and a diploma in social health insurance from the International Labour Organization. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Adam Suli to give us the opening remarks.
Thank you. Enough of introduction has been done already, so I can just start off by saying, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and also friends of the media. I belong to the media fraternity, but not too many of them know that. I think today, with the little that you've heard at least, you qualify me to be part of the media fraternity. I think I've been given too many privileges this time. I have been given the privilege by the chief host, who is Mr. T, to welcome you. So I would say, welcome to the conference room of Great Argon, which is called Behi. Okay, so in Ghana, it means a local language, it means meeting, people coming together. Yeah, so I think we are at the right place. And secondly, I would say Akwaba, another local language, which is Twi, which says welcome. So you're most welcome to this afternoon event. We'll keep it very simple, very brief, because I know some of you are standing, and there's a limit as to how long you can stand for. Now, I also have the task of telling you, or letting you know, the purpose for which we are gathered here this afternoon. And I'll try to present it in a way that it will flow with the rest of the presentation. So it's just to set the pace or create a platform for the rest of the presentation to take place. So I'll start by saying, firstly, the Fagro that you all know. It's currently 9 years old, which means that next year, usually they will say barring any last minute hitches, but this one there will be no hitches because next year will come. In 2010, Fagro will be 10 years, and that is a decade. In a decade, I would say is quite a good number of years. So definitely there has been some significant progress as far as Fagro is concerned. Secondly, I would like to say that the flagship brand of the Argon Food and Agriculture Ghana Limited, which is the name in which Fagro trades, it's also generally accepted that as far as food and exhibitions are concerned in Ghana, Fagro is the flagship brand, and there is no doubt that Fagro is the greatest marketing platform for exhibitions in this country, and that has been endorsed by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. So that again tells us that as far as Fagro is concerned, we've really achieved enough to be able to say that, look, we have come of age. Now, thirdly, I would just want to say again that through the collaboration and support of Praxis Africa, Fagro was launched in 2011 in North Dakota. Now, this is evidence. I don't see any other evidence more than that there's already an existing relationship between Fagro and Praxis Africa. So it comes as no surprise that we are getting here this afternoon to do something that is related to Fagro and Praxis Africa. Last but not the least, let me say, fourthly, Fagro is currently, after 10, almost 10 years, almost a decade, Fagro is currently going through some restructuring and some repositioning. And as a result of that, it has become necessary for Fagro to try to leverage its business mandates. I mean, having brought in the scope of what Fagro does for 9 years, it's become necessary to do other things, add to some of the things that we are already doing. Now, the good news and the exciting news is that we have Praxis Africa, which is already doing some of the things that Fagro is doing already. So by extension, it just goes to say that it is proper that Praxis, which is supported by Praxis Strategy Group and Art Farm, would be a very good partner in what we want to do going forward. As a result of that, we have opted to go for an affiliation with Praxis Africa as the most viable option after due diligence and other considerations. This is an attempt to sum up what we'll be doing for the next few minutes here. And I'm very sure with your support, we would end with a very meaningful and a very exciting event. Thank you very much, and I look forward to your support. Well, since I have taken the chair, and I think I would make the MC redundant, so I will go ahead and I'll go ahead to pick the next item. And the next item is a presentation from Art Farm, US to Canada and Praxis Africa. And I'm sure my good friend AC is going to do the presentation.
I have a PowerPoint prepared, but maybe I'll just speak to the great partnership that we've had and the role that we've played in Ghana. So Praxis Africa was born out of a vision between Tony Mensah and Dolores Zimmerman, who unfortunately, Chief, and also known as Chief Nye, who was not able to make it today. And their vision was to improve and be a catalyst for the advancement of agriculture in Ghana. And so we have worked and the key outcome was for growers to be able to access markets to have better quality crops, and to have additional education that would ensure that they're able to grow vibrant agribusinesses. And so that partnership has manifested in multiple ways. So between Tony and Delore, they've developed and implemented a number of different initiatives, and I do have photos of some of the great things that we've been doing in country. And so we worked closely to develop the Farm Channel, which is a agriculture television program that is designed to educate growers on agriculture best production practices, things like proper use of inputs, and things such as rabbit farming. We have also have been working alongside Fagro for many years because we feel that trade shows are very valuable to building the industry. It's an opportunity to ensure that growers are connected to the equipment and education that they need in order to build their agribusiness. And we also are not only build those connections, but we farm ourselves. And so we have a 100-acre farm in Awutu-Mankasim where we've been growing cassava, which we've been working with the local community and have now built a processing center in order to ensure that there's an end market both for the cassava that we grow but also for the local community. And we have also organized a conference for local government in order to ensure that there's continual exchange of information and building the capacity of the local community. So we've been involved in a number of different initiatives, and we're very excited to continue this partnership with Fagro. As Mr. Sule mentioned, it was officially launched in North Dakota in 2011. And over the years we've worked together, and we look forward to kind of renewing and revitalizing that partnership and that relationship here today.
Good. Okay, so now we have an associate. I'm sure I'll give him the title associate. I'm so excited about what happens with Fagro going forward. And I think he wants to bring some sort of a type of dimension into that sort of relationship. So it was very important to have him here with us today. There is no way we could have gone ahead with this launch without having him here. In Ghana, they say, seeing is believing. I'm sure other places they say it as well. I'm sure if we had gone on with the launch and only informed it, maybe you wouldn't have believed it. So since he's here with us, I think we want to share his thoughts with us, and least to guide us in this partnership. He's a very experienced man. He's part of the planning team of this country, so it tells you that he's a man of great ideas. So we'll take a few of your ideas at no cost to us.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited, Mr. Chairman, to be with you here this late afternoon. And it's come at a time that the government has launched its own 7-year program, which has been launched by the government itself. The President mentioned 5 major areas for focus, and one of it is the transformation of agriculture. If you want to transform agriculture, what are you using it for? The good thing is that the government says that we're using it as a basis for creating jobs. And creating these jobs, increasing income for the country, and basically affecting each life so that we will be able to create opportunities for those who are working, for those who are not working, and then also big opportunities for those who are even at the periphery of development now. One of the things that the President mentioned, again, as part of agriculture, is to improve marketing. This is very, very important. And marketing is important, but looking at it in a different dimension. We had always had a case where the government supplies. So let's provide seeds for farmers. Let's provide fertilizer for farmers. Let's provide whatever they might need. But this time around, in the new plan, in the new document, we're looking at demand. Often when you supply, once it is there, the farmer sees the fertilizer, they'll go for it. Okay? And whether it's the most efficient product required at that time, the farmer might not be able to make that job. So, let me keep it. When it comes to the time that I'm leaving, I use it. The farmer keeps it, and as the product is there, it's a cost. Okay, because you've invested your own money, there's interest accruing on that. You've taken the money from the bank, you've purchased a product because it is there, and yet you are not using it. It's accruing some interest. And all these are things that we've looked at, and I would say that, look, instead of going a supply approach, now let's go demand. If the farmer needs it, the farmer will demand it. And then immediately it is used in a timely manner, set that to be efficient. And then it can reduce cost of production, and the farmer will be more efficient. This is the kind of ideology which you will see, and the technique you will see in the document, the new demand approach. Once it is demanded, it means that the person is going to use in the production cycle, somewhere along the chain, and will be able to sell and make profit. So we're reducing the cost of production through the demand approach, and that's very, very important. Again, one of the things we're also looking at is post-harvest management. The farmer will just not produce because there are seedlings and there are fertilizer which is going to be supplied by government. And very often that is their approach. And then at the end of it, there's a glut. Because we are not going to think about storage and how it is going to be sold and all those. But to be efficient, you look at your market first. Who is going to buy it? How much can I produce? What do I need now to produce? And then you can make the demand for those products. So this is the kind of change. We're moving the other way around. For many years, we've just been supplying. Oh, they need fertilizer. Let's even make it free for them. And then we move on. But then, there's a cost element to that. Okay. As we speak now, there are farmers who are still having fertilizer supplied to them 2 years, stacked in their storeroom, hoping that it's going to be used. Okay. And sometimes, because of the temptation that, oh, we have fertilizer, let's then produce. At the end of it, it goes overboard. And then you have problems with harvesting. So we're looking at that. And more so, we're also looking at the warehousing and how these things could be purchased and released at the point that it doesn't affect the prices that much. So these are all techniques that it's been captured quite well in the government's program. Finally, I would like to talk about what we call the communication. Okay? This is very, very important, and that brings in quite well the people that we are meeting here in this room. Okay? How do we get to the farmers? These days we are fortunate. In many of our rural areas, in many of our districts, we have FM stations. To what extent are we making use of these benevolent institutions that are there for us to tap into? Okay? Are we going by the same old tradition where you have one extension farmer covering a number of areas and choose from one day to another, from one farm to the other? How many can you cover with your education? To what extent can you expand and then cover all these farmers? It's limited if you go by the same traditional means. If you jump to the nearest FM station and there's an established time by which you can interact with farmers, these are people call in a lot. In many of the programs. I'm sure now will agree with us. Okay? And to what extent can we make these stations interactive? So that farmers can call, share their problems, others answer, instead of all these, huge political talks that we spend, and make it more developmental. So these are some of the things. To what extent can we even announce and attract people? I was discussing with my friend one time. If you are entering a district, can we even have a signboard that will indicate to you immediately the opportunities that are there with respect to agriculture, with respect to industry, with respect to tourism? Say that if I'm an investor, I get a first impression. Oh, that is the orange district that I'm entering. Okay? And they have opportunity for processing, they have opportunity for some of these things that we're talking about. So communication is very important if we want to promote agriculture. And this is vital. We're doing all these things to respond to the Sustainable Development Goal 2, for which we're saying that we're definitely going to deal with hunger and there will be no more hunger. We're fortunate. People boast in Ghana that, oh, we don't have any problems with hunger. We have food crisis. But that is temporary if you are not creating a sustainable process. Okay? If you are not stretching your resources such that you optimize the use of that, then all that you are doing is that you are swallowing at a time that is plenty. At a time that is limited, you might not be able to go. So these are things that we might have to consider. We might not have hunger now, but we are still vulnerable. Thank you very much.
Okay, good, thank you. I don't know where they say it, but they say it somewhere. The sickness of the pudding is in the eating. So I think that is where we have reached now. And we will now sign the agreement. We're going to launch it and then we'll sign. So I have signed. I have signed as the chairman of Fagro, and Tony is going to sign on behalf of Praxis Africa. And it's going to be witnessed by Mr. Bubune, witness for Argon, Food and Agriculture Ghana Limited, yeah, which is the trading name for Fagro. So let's see what we have signed. Pass it on.
Expensive to me.
And what we'll do is we will have just done one and do the rest later. Good. So this agreement memorandum of understanding between Fagro and Praxis Africa. And it's well spelled out in this agreement. But what it means is going forward, we expect Fagro and Praxis Africa, as part of the deliverables, to exploit huge potential. That is, both parties should look at their scope of business and see how best they can work together in terms of looking at all the potentials available, both business mandates. I also expect that both parties would gain full credibility with stakeholders. So both parties will work together to gain full credibility. We also expect financial prudence. Both parties are doing things, but we expect more financial prudence. We also expect that going forward, this affiliation would make the two parties together more marketable to allow for future mergers and acquisitions and to be able to build a business and to pay. So these are the deliverables within this agreement. In this agreement, we've also got other objectives and the mandates of both parties. The mandates of Praxis Africa and the mandates of Fagro coming together to collaborate. And it's all about collaboration, it's about facilitation, it's about collaboration. So this is the agreement that has been launched this afternoon. And I would like to say the affiliation is duly launched. Thank you for the partnership.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. So with this, we are done.
Asampayetia. Obanyansa fusu wo bunibia wankana asam. Tema futu sam kakre wa supeme.